difficult, even though he will say it probably hasn't been. It's a pleasure, and he will be such a huge loss to our department and across the whole faculty. And I'm sure he doesn't appreciate actually what a huge loss he is going to be. But absolutely, we're all going to miss him so much. So I've asked Phil to come and do a little speech before we have a drink and food. We've always known with his sense of humour.
I got quite nervous about saying a few words because you should be all comfortable talking to Mr. You don't normally talk to your peers. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for organising this. I'm sure others helped as well. I've been here far too long. Is it 18 or 19 years? I actually tried to work it out and just gave up because maths, as Gay will tell me at some point. But honestly, I have worked with some wonderful people. I started off thinking all the things that I don't like. I thought, no, try and be positive. This is fine. Because there have been some great positives over the years. I've worked with some wonderful students. I mean, having come from secondary school teaching, anything's positive, but then again, I think, you know, it is true that we all agree with that the vast majority of our students are lovely people, and the vast majority of the staff that we work with. I've never been as kind with the higher levels of management, but that's just me being an angry young man. And I think the people at our level, the ones who do the actual work, are some fantastic and gifted people. And I have learned so much. I'm not including you. But yeah, I've learned so much from everyone as a teacher, and I think also as character as well. I mean, Gay, bless you for taking me on in the early days. You were taking a chance with me, and you had to show the patience of the saint with me at times. I was just telling someone how the day after my probation, you had to give me a bollocking because I got angry yet again with the wrong person. People like David, who I don't think's in today, and certainly Simon and Nicola, have sort of taught me to be not only a better teacher, but a more patient person, and I think maybe even a bit a kinder person as well. Maybe that's only temporary, I don't know. What was I going to say? Yeah, so obviously thanks to Gay for taking me on. You definitely saw my best years, and Claire for managing my declining years. But also I know the sort of honorary bosses, because in the PDD, ADD, we're not inward looking, we go out to the four corners of the faculty. So for Helen, she was my honorary other boss, because of course I very much had a second family with the SLPs, and enjoyed doing a module with them, and really sort of got to appreciate that second family, and then from there sort of branched out. David, I really should thank him, though he's not here, because he and I had a very fruitful collaboration regarding numeracy, particularly before it all went digital, and we used to do a number of classes, and I took care mainly of the midwives, and David took care mainly of the nurses. But we really enjoyed that, bit with our got off from YouTubes, but they were useful for the students. And then, of course, I was able to evolve again through Gay's blessing to take on statistics and actually learn statistics as well as the OU. So that was quite nice, because knowing the ADD, a lot of our work is quite pedestrian, if that's the right word, and it's nice to have something else to strengthen, to sort of like to challenge you. And I think people like John and Simon and Nick can sort of vouch for that as well. I think it makes us more patient with students as well. And of course, we mustn't forget the collaborations that I've had and then we've had as ADD with the library, and it's lovely to see Margaret back again, because back in the day, you and I collaborated on a workshop, because we both reflected on how even third years were struggling with just basic finding skills. And apart from one time when Stephen Goff came in and corrected me in front of everyone, saying, you're wrong, it turned out that was everyone. And that collaboration has gone on with Andrew and others, and even wider afield with Gorgie, and that's been nice as well to sort of help with that partnership between the ADD. I keep hesitating to say ADD because I've had PDC, PDD and ADD, so I'm sure this other TLA, three-letter acronyms coming up down the line. I want to say also a special thank you not only to wider staff but just to my colleagues in the ADD. Tracy from the OGARD, Gay from the OGARD, and also people who sort of passed through like Emma, who worked with us as that long, being on the Menga, Simon and Mark and everyone else. And a particular thank you for Nicola, how you haven't punched me at times that I don't know. Some of the insults I have sent your way have been punchable. They have been. Let's not repeat any of them here. You can tell me. But that's. I just feel that there have been a lovely group of people, all of the PDDs, no one in the group that's been negative. If there's something that you say, as a comedian said this, I can't remember which comedian said something like, every office, there's always someone who's an asshole. And if you don't think there's an asshole in your office, you're the asshole. I would say, hand on heart, there's no one in my office who's an asshole. So, take that what you wish. I feel also it wouldn't be complete, my reflections, if I didn't think about those who passed away during our time. And I often do think about people like Tess and Claire and Tony, and there's a growing list of people who passed away. And it really makes me think how, you know, I'm lucky, I'm getting to leave and have retirement. I think about those guys, I think about yourselves, and my worries for the future. I know with Claire moving on to pastures new, there's a little bit of uncertainty, and there's always uncertainty in the faculty because the model seems to be give you more work and take nothing away. There's going to be a point when that has to sort of stop, and I hope that down the line that can improve. Of course, we've got some of the older guard, not looking at you really, Julie. Julie, I've got to especially thank because you were the one who spotted job advert and said, I'm sick of you being depressed about your previous job. Go for this. I'm going to do it. Marion was very welcoming. Where's Marion? She's here. Who at the end of the first week said to me, how's it going, Philip? And I said, fantastic. No one's told me to fuck off all week. She said, you've come from a pretty low place, haven't you? Yes. Having said that, I think I did too. So my final thoughts, I'm good to see you, Beverly and David. I'm glad I'll catch up with you in a moment. David, I've just been singing your praise all about news in all. As he's here, I have to keep in touch with colleagues, and I hope I do. David particularly, because David's on a mission, a spiritual mission, because his mission is, because I'm a renowned atheist, and David is the exact opposite, he's saved. His mission is to try and bring me back into the Christian fold. And even though you've still got some way to go, cracks are showing David. So you definitely helped me, David, alongside all my other colleagues, whom I think a better person. So thank you all, and thank you. Now I think it's good. We're stuffy faces now.
There is a cake.
There is a
You're not allowed that, right? You're not allowed.
Is that special diabetic one? Probably not, because if anyone wants diabetes. Thank you. Right, any questions?